What's up, guys? I just wanted to make a follow-up video to the cast on crit video I made earlier. It's been a little bit. There's been quite a few changes. There was another POB from Ruetoo with some changes he made that made the build feel better and play better. And I've actually swapped over to that. Ventura kind of did his own thing. He went his own path, and Ruetoo went his own path. But I found that I like the Ruetoo version a little bit more, so I went with that, and now kind of go over that. Character wise, mostly just been using harvest crafting and corpse crafting, and I'll go over that. I guess you should go over the POB first. Okay, so some of the changes he did. You got the Adorned. The Adorned jewel here, he used that. The one he has is pretty expensive, but there's I went with a little cheaper one, and I'll show you that. Can't remember if the other one had Divine Flesh, but yeah, Divine Flesh. Maxing chaos damage taken, mitigating that way. His POB showing about 27 million DPS, 150k EHP. I typically like a little bit more than that, but this build is excellent. I don't really die too often. Mostly when I'm just being lazy and not playing like I should be. So yeah, he goes with the Adorned. He gets increased life and critical strike multiplier on all those magic corrupted jewels. I'll go over these on my character, but yeah, for the most part, this is a good defensive mastery. We're going to chill with cold damage, and it always reduces action speed by 10%, so things attack less frequently, move slower, that kind of thing. Gem wise, he actually gets Awaken Cast on crit to give more cooldown recovery rate, and that combined with his belt, which is a Shaper Stygian. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a Stygian. Stygians are just really good belts. But here he has 20% cooldown recovery rate rolled on that as well, and those two together allow him to push up to that next threshold of 10.10. So that way he's proccing, he's triggering his Detonate dead a lot more often. So we put Death Rush on the build. I think Ventura did this as well, especially during leveling. This makes the build feel a lot better, because without this and then without your haste up, I do feel it feels a little clunky. I don't know, it feels a little slow sometimes. But with haste up and with this ring, it's a lot better. It feels a lot better, at least. Let's see. He's got a crazy good shield. I was actually able to make something like this. I'll talk about that. Yeah, max res is 88 max chaos res, which is great. 77 fire, 78 cold and lightning. Has a really good weapon here. Although the physical damage doesn't really matter. What matters is the extra fire damage and the crit multi that he was able to get on that. And I'm working on crafting this right now, although it's probably not advisable unless it's one of the last pieces you have to upgrade. I'm just doing it for fun. Outside of that, just spell suppression, chaos res, the typical things that you see on most helm, boots, and gloves. It's always spell suppression, life, the resistances that you need. Fizz damage taken as fire, that's always there. Here he's got socketed AoE gems. I don't think I have this on my guy yet. I wasn't able to get that open prefix for that. Boots, he's got onslaught for 4 seconds, which is really nice. Let's see what else. Yeah, corrupting blood on the hypnotic eye jewel, and of course the cluster jewels. We'll go over on that. On his purity of elements, I don't think the reflected damage matters much. Maybe even the life. The life per hit's really nice. As you're attacking things, you might be able to kind of face tank through a lot, but it's mostly the physical damage taken is cold. That's a big defensive layer there. I think that's mostly it. Yeah, cast damage taken molten shell. That's pretty much a staple in a lot of builds. Call to arms, enduring cry. I like what he did here. He put it in a 4 link instead of a 3 and added inspiration. This makes the haste cost less, which he has to invest less into. Energy shield, he can get evasion, boots, helm, boots, and gloves, so you can get spell suppression on all those. And then just essentially just the energy shield from the armor is what allows you to cast, is enough to be able to cast this, so that's pretty nice too. Increased duration, obviously. I think mine lasts like 20 seconds when you use it. Main thing here is you swap the Purity of Elements, which I absolutely love. I love when a build uses Purity of Elements because it's just straight up immune to all elemental elements. There's no, and it's not just hits or spells, it's everything across the board. So, things on the ground, hits and spells, it covers it all. Just very, very straightforward. When I saw his POB and I saw that he used that, I was pretty much on board from the get-go. Because I always love builds that incorporate Purity of Elements. It's just one of my favorite things. I can't remember if Vitality was originally part of it, but Determination, Defiance Banner, yeah, nothing else changed for the most part. Just whenever you're able to switch to the Adorned and you get enough crit multi from there, you can drop increased critical strike damage from there, and you can get area of effect, because that's just more quality of life there. I think for the most part, that's about it. He's got all the stuff here. I'll share this in the I'll share his POB. I'll put that in the description. He's got things checked. All these come from his tattoos. He's got a poison tattoo there. There's a bleed one somewhere. And that's just, each one of these you have is another 10% damage on the Yoke of Suffering, so that's why we want those. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. So, okay, my guy pretty much had the same weapon. This was just, some fire and cold damage to get the chill. The dexterity was kind of just a whatever roll. I didn't need it for any pieces or anything like that. It was mostly just attack speed, crit chance, and hits can't be evaded. And the harvest enchantment for the quality there. So I pretty much just bought helm, boots, and gloves with fractured spell suppression. They're pretty cheap. And then I just hit it with the Chaos Reforge at the harvest thing. This guy here. It's pretty cheap to use. So I just farmed and bought some. I had an atlas for collecting some when I was doing it, and then I just bought some whenever I had the extra currency. And then just tried to hit whatever I needed. So on this one, if I wanted to be ballsy, I can try and annul off one of the evasion ratings. And craft the gems, but then I'd be missing life. So, I essentially just need to try and craft another one of this to try and hit those rolls. Same thing here. Chaos res, I just did it until I hit the stats I wanted. I needed cold res, some movement speed, so it's not even the highest movement speed. I don't have the onslaught like he has. I just get that from the silver flask, which I guess he does switch out a flask. No, I guess. No, he doesn't. So he just has it on his boots as well. So, helm, same thing. Just hit it until it had the chaos res that I wanted, the other res and some life, and then an open prefix, and just crafted the fizz damage taken as fire. Pretty straightforward. The shield. I kind of play with a buddy. What I do is I just stack up a bunch of corpses. I toss them to him and I say, hey, can you try and craft me this? He really enjoys for whatever reason, he's a psycho. He really loves crafting the corpses. So I toss them to him. I say, hey, make what you want to make for yourself. Just make these for me, kind of thing. And he was able to actually get me a fractured all max res, which that by itself is probably worth quite a bit. Yeah. Was actually pretty lucky on this. It was probably better to hit the reduced physical damage reduction, but I hit the reduced crit strikes and I was like, sure. And I hit the double life, and it's not even T1 on each one. Double life and hybrid armor and flat armor. So was able to kind of craft my own shield here. I'm pretty sure what did it go? I think also just reforged chaos. Reforged chaos. And got super lucky. I don't think I did any type of prefix crafting on this. I think I was just spamming it, and I just happened to hit this, and I was like, "Holy shit! I'm stopping here." Yeah. I haven't even double corrupted the chest yet or anything like that. You know, the ring. We were messing around with multiple fractures, and he was able to hit this triple fracture, um, which is great. You know, for the resistances and the fire damage. And then you know, um, I just hit it until I got the prefixes that I wanted. I could probably even hit it more. Yeah, I could easily kind of just reforge life on this. But yeah. The Stygian I have, same thing. I just hit bought a Shaper Stygian. I think the base by itself is kind of expensive. And I just hit it until I got life, chaos res, and the cooldown T1 cooldown recovery rate. I need to divine this whenever I get to that point. I'm not there yet, so I'm not super worried about it. The mana I just crafted on, I don't even think I need that anymore. Yeah. So that's that on the Abyss Jewel. I don't even have life on it. I just wanted the phasing, the critical strike multi, and the corrupted blood. Because corrupting blood on the magic jewels for the Adorned is insanely expensive, so it's just way cheaper to put it here. Let's see. Okay, so this is the weapon that I'm currently working on. This is actually fairly easy to craft with the corpse crafting, triple T1, chance multi, and attack speed. So what I'm doing, the fire damage that we want is actually an unveil. I could craft on a lower veiled one. I think there's just that crafting option. Was it fire damage ignite? So you could just, if I wanted to, I could kind of get some other stats and craft this on, but then you're missing hits can't be evaded. So actually, I guess that's probably not, you don't even really want to do that. So yeah, you need hits can't be evaded. That has to be your craft. So I think I've dumped about 48 divines into this weapon so far. Probably, I mean, that money could have been spent elsewhere for sure, but it's just what I want to do. I just kind of play at my own pace and just kind of do what I want to do. I have a June set up, so I've just been running these and trying to get my own veiled orbs and whatnot. So essentially, you get this. You craft suffixes cannot be changed. You hit it with a veiled orb. It's going to hit that suffixes can't be changed. And then I craft on, I think it's like elemental penetration. Let's see, yeah. Elemental penetration, I just craft on this lowest one. Because these two mods here, the two pins, those show up a lot. These are veiled mods. They show up pretty often. And the fire damage roll is actually really low weighted. It's 100, whereas like all the other stuff is like 1,000. So yeah, it's pretty low to hit. I've missed 3 times so far, and each try is 12, 2, 4, 16 divines. So because you craft suffixes cannot be changed, which is 2 divines. The veiled orb is 12 divines, and then when you miss, you got to clean it again, which is, you know, another suffixes cannot be changed scour. So yeah, there's probably a better way to do that. I think, you know, you can maybe try and slam like a percent increased physical damage, then do the suffixes cannot be changed, and then you want the if you save money if it hits the physical, because then you keep the suffixes cannot be changed and you unveil. But if it hits the suffixes cannot be changed, you have the physical on there, and then you also craft the elemental pin that blocks the physical. I believe that blocks the physical unveil from showing up, as well as the elemental penetration. But there's still a lot of other rolls in there that are likely to show up, including, you know, there's the increased fire damage, but there's also the increased lightning damage and the increased cold damage, which are weighted just the same. So this is it's probably very stupid of me to do that and put the currency there. I could put it somewhere else, but like I said, at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's what I want to do. And I have fun doing it. And as soon as I hit it, you know, I'm gonna lose my mind, you know, and be like, oh shit, I did it, you know. So I think for the most part that's it. You know, I thought I was gonna make another video on this sooner, but after I made mine, there's a ton of videos popping up. This, just like I thought in that video, I said I was pretty sure that this was going to be a very popular build, and it turned out to be. It's one of the most played. Everybody's playing this build, so there's tons of videos out there. I can still kind of go over things from the casual side because, like I said, I'm still casual. I mean, how far are we into the league? I'm not even level 100 yet. There's the crazy solo farming, solo leveling methods, but you know, I just kind of play at my own pace and whatnot. So, and if you guys have any questions, you know, just hit me up. Leave a comment. I'll try and answer. I'm not sure what else I'm missing. There's some other corpses you can get that have higher HP, so you'll do more damage. I know, like Meat Sack is one of them from the Off Flames. You'll want that one. There's like a global channel. I think it's like Global 6666. I think you go on there. People try and share corpses, so you can go get them. I'm just lazy. I still have the same 5 from the other video I made. I haven't really cared too much to go get it. But overall, the videos, sorry, not the build is pretty good. I've used it to get all of my privated slots. I've done, you know, the feared, the hidden, you know, all that stuff. I haven't done any Ubers, of course, although I'm not, I mean, I probably could. I mean, because everything else wasn't really a challenge at all. It was all actually pretty easy. So I probably could do Ubers. I just haven't really cared to at the moment. But yeah, so that's it. So if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll answer you when I can. All right. Thank you.